Welcome to our open book. Very good to be with you tonight on this Passover night. I will read quickly as the sun sets. Rhonda Scott, Karen Smith, also Elise, Carla Atkinson, S.R. Diana Lynch, Dorothy Joy, Mr. Dickens, Sally Harrison, and so many others.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for joining us. I'm filling out all the X forms and everything. I hope something breaks.
Yes, your
Something's
X
broken
feed.
already. Sharon Denny, Rabbit, Janet Graber, Lori Tierney.
I hope you're all buying crypto and voting for Scott.
For the non-named podcast, yeah. X-Files. So, let me read from Exodus tonight. During the night, Pharaoh summoned Moses and Aaron and said, "Up, leave my people, you and the Israelites. Go worship the Lord as you have requested. Take your flocks and herds as you have said and go, and also bless me." The Egyptians urged the people to hurry and leave the country, for otherwise, they said, you will all die. So the people took their dough. We will all die. So the people took their dough before the yeast was added and carried it on their shoulders in kneading troughs, wrapped in clothing. I should have brought a piece of matzah to hold up, you know?
Would you like some?
Later. I'll have plenty later. The Israelites journeyed from Ramses to Succoth. There were about 600,000 men on foot, besides women and children. Many other people went up with them, and also large droves of livestock, both flocks and herds. But the dough the Israelites had brought from Egypt, they baked loaves of unleavened bread. The dough was without yeast because they had been driven out of Egypt, and they did not have time to prepare food for themselves. Now, the length of time the Israelite people lived in Egypt was 430 years. The end of the 430 years to the very day all of the Lord's divisions left Egypt, because the Lord kept the vigil that night to bring them out of Egypt. On this night, all the Israelites are to keep vigil to honor the Lord for the generations to come. Now the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, "Speak to the children of Israel, that they turn and camp before Pi Harotheth, between Migdol and the sea, opposite Baal Zephon. You shall camp before it by the sea. For Pharaoh will say of the children of Israel, they are bewildered by the land. The wilderness has closed them in. Then I will harden Pharaoh's heart so that he will pursue them. And I will gain honor over Pharaoh and over all his army, that the Egyptians may know that I am the Lord." And they did so. Now it was told the king of Egypt that the people have fled. And the heart of Pharaoh and his servants was turned against the people. And they said, "Why would we have done this, that we have let Israel go from serving us?" So he made ready his chariot and took his people with him. Also he took 600 choice chariots and all the chariots of Egypt, with captains over every one of them. And the Lord hardened the heart of Pharaoh, king of Egypt, and he pursued the children of Israel. And the children of Israel went out with boldness. And so the Egyptians pursued them, all the horses and the chariots of Pharaoh, his horsemen and his army, and overtook them camping by the sea beside Pi-haroth, before Baal Zephon. And when Pharaoh drew near, children of Israel lifted their eyes, and behold, the Egyptians marched after them. So they were very afraid, and the children of Israel cried out to the Lord. And then they said to Moses, "Because there were no graves in Egypt, have you taken us away to die in this wilderness? Why have you so dealt with us to bring us up out of Egypt? Is this not the word that we told you in Egypt, saying, 'Let us alone that we may serve the Egyptians'? It would have been better for us to serve the Egyptians than that we should die in this wilderness." And Moses said to the people, "Do not be afraid. Stand still and see the salvation of the Lord, which he will accomplish for you today. The Egyptians whom you see today, you shall see again no more forever. The Lord will fight for you, and you shall hold your peace." And the Lord said to Moses, "Why do you cry to me? Tell the children of Israel to go forward, that lift up your rod, and stretch out your hand over the sea and divide it. And the children of Israel shall go on dry ground and through the midst of the sea. And indeed I will harden the hearts of the Egyptians, and they shall follow them. So I will gain honor over Pharaoh and over all his army, his chariots, and his horsemen. And then the Egyptians shall know that I am the Lord, when I have gained honor for myself over Pharaoh, his chariots, and his horsemen." And the angel of God who went before the camp of Israel moved and went behind them. The pillar of cloud went from before them and stood behind them. And so it came between the camp of the Egyptians and the camp of Israel. Thus it was a cloud and darkness to the one, and it gave light by night to the others, so that the one did not come near the other all that night. How does it end, darling?
Hold on, I'm going to go get something for you to promote.
Then Moses stretched out his hand over the sea, and the Lord caused the sea to go back by a strong east wind all that night, and made the sea into dry land, and the waters were divided. So the children of Israel went into the midst of the sea on the dry ground, and the waters were a wall to them on their right hand and on their left. And the Egyptians pursued and went after them into the midst of the sea, all of Pharaoh's horses, his chariots, and his horsemen. Now it came to pass in the morning watch that the Lord looked down upon, the army of the Egyptians through the pillar of fire and cloud. And he troubled the army of the Egyptians, and he took off their chariot wheels, so that they drove them with difficulty. And the Egyptians said, "Let us flee from the face of Israel, for the Lord fights for them against the Egyptians." Then the Lord said to Moses, "Stretch out your hand over the sea, that the waters may come back upon the Egyptians on their chariots and on their horsemen." And Moses stretched out his hand over the sea. And when the morning appeared, the sea returned to its full depth, while the Egyptians were fleeing into it. So the Lord overthrew the Egyptians in the midst of the sea, and the waters returned and covered the chariots, the horsemen, and all the army of Pharaoh that came into the sea after them. Not so much as one of them remained. The children of Israel had walked on dry land in the midst of the sea, and the waters were a wall to them on their right hand and on the left. So the Lord saved Israel that day out of the hand of the Egyptians.
Can I describe something else that's extraordinary?
Yes.
Artemis is about to launch.
Yes. 624. We should all go take a look at that.
Yes.
Thanks for being with us on our open book on this Passover. Soon we will be talking to our friend, Elaine Shalino, who we saw last night, and she's just delightful talking about this book. Behind the scenes at the Louvre, or Adventures in the Louvre, how to fall in love with the world's greatest museum. And somebody on the cover says it's delightful.
Okay, 8 minutes, 46 seconds to liftoff. See
Blessed
you.
Passover to everybody. And don't OD on Magan David. Yes, I haven't had that wine in years. Have you ever had Magan David, Mogan David?
I don't think so.
Darling, it would be such an affront to you. Concord grape wine. First wine I ever had. You know, my father would sneak a little bit to me at the table. I'd go, oh. All right. Thanks very much for being with us tonight on our Blech Rhonda Scott Mark saying
Happy Passover.
Happy Passover. See you later. Take care. Bye-bye.